Hello, and welcome back to your favorite knowledge drip, that is Wild Thoughts, with your host, The Big Bang. Well, I calmed down and wait for the cheering to stop. Come on, guys, relax. Yes, we're finally doing a live taping of the show. Of course, all tapings of the Wild Thoughts with the Big Bang are obviously very focused and very true to that, saying that it is all live, whether it is with somebody that is here or whether it is with someone that is not here. We are all here together in this amazing maze of what we want to call a life form of unavailability and the availability of death. And in this knowledge drip that we get to produce today, this amazing world that we get to continue to breathe in, we're going to give thanks, of course. First, we're going to go over our great and powerful motherfucking... what's that word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for, guys? Come on, you can help me out here. It's easy. That's right. We know it. Sponsorships. Yes, guys. And today's great sponsor of our breathing and able to stay on this earth is going to be directed towards the sun. Yes, the sun. The big ball of fire in the sky that burns with the intensity to kill your body and to destroy everything that you have. Yes, thank you. I'm glad most of you like that thought of getting destroyed and blown up and, everything just, the wrong decision happening, and, maybe you did something that you shouldn't have done, or maybe you did something that you shouldn't have done, or maybe you did something that you should have done. And if you did all of those things, then you know that you are a person that is becoming a human becoming. And, we're going to go over some great motherfucking affirmations today. I have written down so much stuff today. I don't even know where to begin. I think we're actually going to go over Massive Movement Part 6, though, today. And you might be asking, why are we going over Massive Movement Part 6? Well, because it has been written and it needs to be played and messaged throughout the whole universe, the whole ethernet of the world. And the only reason we can go over Massive Movement Part 6 in the Wild Thoughts series is because guess what? That's right. I'm the only person that has it. Just like there's only one sun out there in this world. Now, am I saying that I am this motherfucking sun? Well, of course I am, because if you guys know, and as you have witnessed and come to realize very simply, that we are our own gods, that there is probably a higher God than us, but in essence of it all, that we are our true self, our gods. Most of us are asleep to the thought of us being our own gods. We're asleep to the thought of being something that we can truly be. Most people go around like motherfucking batteries, and that's all we do. It's like we're plugged into something all day. We go out to our little 9-to-5 jobs and we create things, whether that be creating people's happiness, creating iPads, creating food, creating air to fly through, creating anything that we can create. There's a lot of things that people create in this world today, and it's all we are is just batteries for an abundance of life that is yet to be coming unto us. Now, could we easily go throughout this world without the thought of being batteries, the thought of running away from awakening? And the saying is that if you're awakening to something, for example, let's say you decided that you're going to stay woke, as the people are saying nowadays, you decide to stay woke. So what you do is you fight so hard to go the opposite and resist the temptations of what your eyes see and the temptations of everything out there. So you resist it. You stay woke. You stay away from being that plugged in battery. Well, guess what? That person also becomes so sufferable. They suffer in their own way. They suffer because now they know that they are part of the system, and their persistence to get out of the system while being aware of the system Okay, once you're aware of the system, you got to let it mold into you, and then you got to learn to control the system that you do create, the system that you create in your heart, the system that you create in your motherfucking mind, little bitch ass bitches. That's right. And that it internaliates to the sun. The sun being up in the sky, it burns hot, it burns hot, it burns hot. But guess what? It only burns hot if you see it. Is that right? Is that the saying? You only get to see part of it. You only know what you know. And that's why at the Big Bang Studios, we are creating amazing leaders. We are creating people that want to keep this earth going. I know we say we are trying our best not to pollute this earth, but we're all motherfucking liars. If you got a car and you drive it a lot, guess what? You're polluting this earth. If you got a plastic bottle or something like that, oh, you're polluting this earth. If your AC's on high, guess what? You're polluting this motherfucking earth. And so don't lie to yourself. Just realize that there is an abundance of everything, and that when the abundance comes unto you, that you becoming unto the unabundance of everything will realize that there was enough and always is enough, as we have gone over many motherfucking times in this great motherfucking world that is. And we're going to jump into some motherfucking types of leadership. We're going to do some massive movement part 6. I wrote some really good stuff today. So also we're going to do some motherfucking affirmations, and then we're going to do some more stuff that I have written today. Why are we doing all stuff that I have written today? Well, that's a good question. One, because I like to harmonize with myself. I like to see that I'm doing my work and making sure that this shit is trying to make sense to me. I'm trying to push it out there. I'm trying to see what the words will say as I come flowing to my imagination. Now, the imagination of life is just that. It's moving your hand through the world and creating your illusion of what this world really is to you. So to create an illusion of yourself is to create your being, to create what you are. When you are born, they say when you're born, you're like empty. You know nothing in this world. But as you grow older, you go through different religions. Some of us become different type of religious people depending on where you're born, of course, and depending on the people that raise you. But you got to remember that you can't be truly enlightened or truly let go, truly free until you see every part of the motherfucking cow. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're with the Catholics or something, and all you see is one part of the cow. Maybe you see the eyes and the horns, and that's it. You don't realize that the back of the cow is all there because you're blind to it. Not only are you blind to it because you didn't know it was there, but you're blind because you were waiting for someone to tell you that it was there. Instead of going out and looking for yourself, looking for your own satisfaction, to know that you are more than just what you think you are. Because remember, you only know what you know, and there's a lot of pieces to a cow, there's a lot of pieces to a human, there's a lot of pieces to an elephant and an atom, and everything is pretty much all really the same. If you really drop down deep into this motherfucking bitch titties, you can look through the little microscope and you can see the orgasms of cells exploding at each other, and you think you're the only motherfucker doing it. No, this shit is happening. Oh, it's happening constantly all the time. Your body's pushing through all this illusion that you create in your mind, the illusion from your subconscious mind, the illusion from all religion and type of cults or whatever other type of cult you're into. You create an illusion for yourself, and you don't become the true person or true human becoming that you could be. It's not easy to be part of something that is not as easy as it is part of being something that is. And the only reason that it is because it is in your eye. You have seen it. You have created it with your mental vision. You have painted your little artist brushes all over it, and this is what you have created. This is what you have seen. This is what you like. This is what you want to become. If you want to do better than that, if you want to push yourself to be the best, if you want to push yourself to be the sun, if you want to push yourself to live through the oxygen and live through the air, then you must believe that you are the true and only becoming person that has the only part of becoming in their whole motherfucking bodies. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Cheer that shit on, bitches. Whew. That was a good motherfucking rant right there. You know, I didn't know if I could do it. It's a good motherfucking Thursday day. Stretching out. And you know, I've been having a great old time realizing that the machines and batteries that we put into ourselves, the batteries that we use to fuel a world that will only give us a part of the abundance of the billions and billions and trillions of numbers out there, they want to give us the dollars and the pennies and the cents. And the reason that is because they don't want you to stay awake. They want the thing for themselves. That's why I'm saying, when you go to work, you got to go to work for your motherfucking self. Why do you want to go to work for yourself? Look at the motherfucking sun. Could you imagine if the sun was like working off something else, which it probably is. I don't know how the fucking sun works. I know it's really fucking hot, and maybe that's what it's doing. But at the same time, maybe it's working with the energy flow of everything. Maybe it's not just the sun that's exploding and putting out heat waves into this world, as much as the plants, the animal life, and everything else that uses the sun is radiating its heat back towards it, and it continually ever motion. It's as if the sun was to rise and the moon was to rise at the same time, and they crossed paths and there was only darkness. All right, that is what we see, guys. That's what we are in right now. We are in a darkness covered by a light that is a shadow of what you see, the puppets of life, the masks of life, everyone that's afraid to live the life of mask, because we are born and we shine through our little faded mask that we put on every day to pretend that person, to get the money, to get the job, to get the wife, to get whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You put on the mask to get what you need, not put on the gas to get what the gas. You don't put on the mask to get what you want. And that's what this is all about now. This is about turning your motherfucking life into the illusion that you want to create, the dream that you want to be. Instead of being the battery cell for the pennies, we're going to be the battery cell for the millions, for the billions, for the trillions. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have enough to give to everybody. That's what it's all about. You know, it's not about being greedy. It's not about being disrespectful, hateful, cynicism. You know what I'm saying? All that good self-confidence formula stuff. You can't just be greeting your money away. You can't have like $1 billion and just keep it in the bank and tell everybody you have $1 billion. Go out and spread that wealth, because that wealth is coming to an end for you, my good sir. Just like it's coming to an end for me, and it's coming an end to your friend as well. Your eternal life of death is eventually going to revolve into something else that's not going to need all of that money. And so here's the problem. You have all this money now and you don't know what to do with it. Shit, you might as well just burn it. Fuck it, light it on fire. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you light it on fire. Maybe you get rid of some of that money. Now that there's less money, maybe everything starts to even out. Maybe you don't need $1 billion. Maybe you only need $17 billion. Maybe you need $100 billion. And you know, you can decide your own fate. You can decide what wrong decisions you want in your life. You can decide what right decisions you want in your life. You can decide the temperature of what you have. You can decide whether or not that you work for somebody or you work for yourself. You decide how much you want to get paid versus deciding how much you don't want to get paid. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for my rants today. And that's it. And that's our number one. That's our number one subscriber today. Our number one emotional polar of earth forces and vitality is the motherfucking sun. So go out, give some thanks to the sun, plant another flower, get some vitamin D, water your plants, do whatever you got to do. Help this path of life continue forward as you push through the misery that you have created. For the suffering is within yourself, and the suffering you have always been a part of and will always create for only one person, and that suffering is for you. Now, we're going to get into some affirmations around the 15-minute mark, so let's go ahead and take a nice little deep breath in and out. Yeah, let all that motherfucking sunshine all over the motherfucking microphone today. All right. let's get into some affirmations, and then we're going to get over some leadership shit, and then we're going to jump into Massive Movement Part 6. All right, here we go with some more motherfucking bitch-ass, tit-ass, motherfucking moving motivations. I am doubt. I am all doubt and truth. I am skeptic of non-thinkers. I am past my thinking mind. I am past the evil demon of illusion. I am capable of being more than a battery. I am aware of my sanity. I am capable of blaming myself for the reason of not being truly free. I am the machine. I can control the machine. I am the reason for my life. I am the machine that feeds my bosses. I am craving my path to freedom. I am awakening my true nature for the enlightenment of awakeness. I am capable of expressing my soul. I am still the source of my being. I am still. I am the higher will of the path. I am not capable of faking the reflection that I see behind my eyes. I am directed by my sole, definite chief aim. I am letting go of my addiction to meaningless tasks such as rolling the rock up the hill and watching it fall and going to pick it up again. I'm done with the meaningless task of putting together a million things over and over and over again for the meaningless thought-provoking ideas that most of it's going to be thrown into the ocean. I'm done with that. I am passing, and when I roll my rock up the hill, I will never build for a tomorrow that never comes. Then we die. I am capable of breathing my inner construction. I will not build for a tomorrow that will never come. I am allowing the struggle to drop. I am aligned with the dropping of inner resistance. I am choosing inner freedom. I am taking action on stopped unconscious task taking. I am no longer shouting for silence. I am in no war against myself. I do not lie to myself. I am done deluding the belief that I cannot win or achieve what I want. I am changing my inner world. I can spin my chaos created by the mind. I cannot exist without fullness. I cannot exist without emptiness. I cannot exist with dark, and I cannot exist without light. I can no longer resist, for the resist is my approach to the persistence of my design. I do not understand my mind's pure power yet, but I will. So guys, that's all of our affirmations for today. Now we're going to get into the name of this podcast, which is what we have written once again. Of course, we're always writing motherfucking stuff down here in the motherfucking studio. We're getting all this shit done. We're recording, we're rapping, we're planning, we're singing, we're talking, we're bluing it up. We're moving onto a spiritual level that is unto yourself, and creating a life of existence that can be created only by your mind. Now, your mind may be different from mine, but that does not mean that you have to think, because thinking is what causes you to a lot of motherfucking suffering. So let that shit of thinking about shit that makes you suffer, let all that motherfucking shit go, and just, welcome the unlimited human becomings. All right. We're almost there now, so around 20-minute marks, we're going to get into also another thing that we have written today for you, and then we're going to jump into leadership, and then we're going to jump into massive movement part 6, which, you know, I motherfucking love massive movements, and I have written down like 10 of them, maybe 20 of them. I'm not even really sure. They're all numbered, labeled, categorized, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we'll jump into that after we do the created by the mechanical of suffering. And then, yep, we'll jump into, I've already fucking said it. So just take a minute, relax. I'm going to drink some water real quick until the 21-minute mark. Got me some more water. It's because we got a lot more to go over today. And it's always good to keep some water in you. Water is the byproduct of the sun evaporating and moving it around throughout the whole world. So once again, our sponsor is still coming in strong today as normal. So here we go. Created by the mechanical of suffering. Here we go. Page 1. Welcome, unlimited human becomings. I am happy and satisfied with myself, for today I have realized that I want more of everything. I am even sure that everything includes adding my death to the memory. For the circle continues. Deep slaves to the deep unconscious mind. The energy is there, positive and negative, tying my own subconscious to the endless pattern of mechanical living and feeding the matrix that has been established by the millions. Why would you want to become free? Why would you want to live in the inner world when the outer has more opportunity? Born without an awareness, born into the mask, born into the cast, born into the play, believing the mask that you are wearing, the illusion of yourself, the awakening of your play of life. Will you get out of an illusion placed on the screen or the puppet show? Why not go see reality? The shadows you see are not all there is to be seen. Human becomings have to be willing to find their truth or who you are in order to experience freedom. You must turn from the shadows, but it will not be overnight. It will take persistence, hard fought. It will take more than once, for you are the prison of your illusion. Even if you are awake to the illusion, you will try to get out. Try to get out of the illusion of I. You cannot get out, for your craving for fear of the duality that is life, that is human conscious. Bring less suffering, but pain will still be there. The resistance of the illusion and the chains will have you flee the shadows. Do not fight the wisdom. Relax and see the now of enlightened being. Your ever-growing flow of time and timelessness. You move on with the imminent self. You can push your freedom during self-inquiring. You may forget the truth of who you are. Empty and dancing as all things. Empty and dancing as all things. Staying still is a movement, and movement is the need of filling your duality. I think, therefore, I am. Alright, guys. Well, that's it with that part. Now let's... Don't even need to take a motherfucking break. We can jump right into... I want to jump into harmonizing with yourself. So a man is half whipped the minute he begins to feel sorry for himself or to spin an alibi with which he would explain away his defects. Let me read that to you guys one more time. Let me say that out loud for yourself, for myself, for the human becoming conscious mind that is trying to get rid of the thinking self so that we can unslave ourselves and put ourselves in a momentary feeling of true freedom. A man is half whipped the minute he begins to feel sorry for himself, or to spin an alibi with which he would explain away his defects. Harmony seems to be one of nature's laws, without which there can be no such thing as organized energy, or life in any form whatsoever. The health of the body, as well as the mind, is literally built around, out of, and upon the principle of harmony. The energy known as life begins to disintegrate, and death approaches when the organs of the body stop working in harmony. The moment harmony ceases at the source of any form of organized energy, power, the units of that energy are thrown into a chaotic state of disorder, and the power is rendered neutral or passive. Harmony is also the nucleus around which the principle of mind chemistry, known as a mastermind, develops power. Destroy this harmony, and you destroy the power growing out of the coordinated effort of a group of individual minds. This truth has been stated, restated, and presented in every manner which the author could conceive, with unending repetition, for the reason that unless the student grasps these principles and learns to apply it to this lesson, is useless. Success in life, no matter what one may call success, is very largely a matter of adaptation to environment, in such a manner that there is harmony between the individual and his environment. The palace of a king becomes as a hovel of a peasant if harmony does not abound within its walls. Conversely stated, the hunt of a peasant may be made into yield more happiness than that of the mansions of the rich man, if harmony obtains in the former and not in the latter. Without perfect harmony, the science of astronomy would be useless as the bones of a saint, because the stars and planets would clash with one another, and all would be in a state of chaos and disorder. Without the law of harmony, an acorn might grow into a heterogeneous tree consisting of the wood of the oak, poplar maple, and whatnot. Without the law of harmony, the blood might deposit the food which grows fingernails on the scalp, where hair is supposed to grow, and thus creating a horny growth which might easily be mistaken by the superstitious to signify man's relationship to a certain imagery, gentlemen with horns, often referred to by the more primitive type. Without the law of harmony, there can be no organization of knowledge. For what, may one ask, is organized knowledge except the harmony of facts and truths and natural laws? The moment discorded begins to creep in at the front door, harmony edges out the back door, so to speak. Whether the application is made to a business partnership or the orderly movement of the planets of the heavens. If the student gathers the impression that the author is laying the undue stress upon the importance of harmony, let it be remembered that lack of harmony is the first and often the last and only cause of failures. There can only be no poetry, nor music, nor ordering worthy of notice without the presence of harmony. Good architecture is largely a matter of harmony. Without harmony, a house is nothing but a mass of buildings, material, more or less a monstrosity. Sound business management plans the very swines of its existence into harmony. Every well-dressed man or woman is living picture and a moving example of harmony. With all these workday illustrations of the important part which harmony plays in the affairs of the world, nay, in the operation of the entire universe, how could any intelligent person leave harmony out of his definite aim in life, as well as have no definite aim as to omit harmony as the chief stone of its foundation? Whew. Alright guys, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed that right there. That's it right there. That's all we got for harmony. And the balance and the meaning and the very well balanced meaning of harmony is very important to you. Now, it's the end of the podcast almost. We're almost 30 minutes in. As you guys know from the self-confidence formula, we do it for 30 minutes now just because we're working on our definite chief aim in life, which is, for me right now, my definite chief aim in this subconscious mind, this trying to unplug the battery from the matrix and not thinking anymore and just being, is what has started this whole thing. The Massive Movement Part 6. Yes. Woo! That's right, guys. Today, I know we've all been waiting for it. Massive Movement Part 6 is going to be released. And then we're going to probably start writing on some new shit. Actually, no, we're not, because Massive Movement's Part 7, 8, 10, 25 are all there, and they're ready to be fucking read aloud. Now, you're probably asking, like most of you are, why don't you just make a motherfucking book so we can buy it? Well, here's the problem. I don't want to make the motherfucking book. I'm telling you what I'm writing down. So, if you want to donate to the show, if you want to donate, just hit that little motherfucking rewards button, and then I don't have to go through the process of tearing down trees and go through the process of forcing people to listen or read on their cell phones, Then you can have an own idea and you can write your own massive movements, You could get your own thing going. And that's the beauty of this short world, because I only know what I know, and there's somebody out there that knows something that I don't know, and they could add to the massive movements and they could write their own motherfucking movements. Now the problem with that is that you have to be able to take the courage, take the step in order to believe that you can do it. And whether it's bad, whether it's good, just know to yourself that what you write is true unto you and not true unto anybody else. And how could it be? For if it was untrue to anybody, then it would not be untrue unto you. All right, now let's get into Massive Movement Part 6, and then we're going to call this motherfucking day. Massive Movement Part 6, I'm telling you guys, it's a real short one. It's real simple. But we're going to enjoy it. We're going to enjoy our short, simple life here of non-thinking and non-being conformed. All right, so let's go ahead and once again, thank the great sun, thank the great earth, thank all the great listeners of Wild Thoughts, thank everyone that is introduced to their own butthole as being the start of their life. And here we go with Massive Movement Part 6. After you stop clapping, of course. Okay, calm down. Here we go. Calm down. Let me do it. All right, thank you. Massive Movement Part 6. All of the world's weight has been tossed upon the human becoming that can hold it. There is a saying going around right now, and it goes like this. I have worked long hours, and what do I have to show for it? Now, if you are the person trying to figure out how to see the value of your life, how you made the possibility of fucking your entire life, well, dear listener, and our human becoming, you have made no wrong decision, for the power and knowledge you have acquired through your life is just but a blimp of time, a blimp of practically anything in life. You can see the temperature. You, like most of us, might be tempted to check on the weather many times throughout the day. Our life, unto me, check the media of social. I know this is to be true. I know, or your enlightened sense, for I am you. The bright screen, the flashing of the lights advertised as a sense of being captivated, the subtle noise in the background, the noise that carries a tune of direct programming. Your mind is filled with thousands of connections, and the mind will make all the right paths with the vibrations that pulse through your ears and pulse all through the sense of your body. You are so amazing with your sense. You can feel the change of the weather without anyone telling you. You can connect with a tree if you still sit enough. You can connect with any energy that you can think of. For your brain is part of the system you choose it to be. If you can make the best of your life, then life will make the best of your mind. And what is that to be felt by your body? If you love your mind, you will tell the mind of all prosperity and wealth it accumulated. You will allow yourself to become a partner of your destiny, the massive movement of your unfound manifestation. Why would you ever think you are not in control of your own human becoming? Big Bang. Whew. Well, guys, that's everything. Until next time, this has been Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. Bye.
Uh-oh.